This is the plaintiff, Jason Mencher. He says the defendant, a longtime friend of his girlfriend, won't pay him back for a loan he made in 2010. The slouch won't return his calls, owes him this money fair and square, and he has no other choice but to sue the welcher for the $1,100 he's owed. This is the defendant, Andrew Rosenblum. He says they were at a casino together, and the plaintiff was up $2,000. He was out of money, and the plaintiff wanted to continue to play, so he threw him some chips out of his pocket to gamble with. There never was any mention he would be required to pay him back, and they just wanted to have fun and continue playing together. It's not like the guy went to the ATM or something. He's accused of going belly up.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff says he loaned money to a longtime friend of his girlfriend, and, well, you guessed what happened. Now, the defendant says that the plaintiff gave him chips at a casino during a wild gambling night, and there was no promise to repay. It's the case of poker. He hardly knew her.
Jason Scott Mencher,
Yes, ma'am.
you are suing Andrew Rosenblum for $1,100 that you say he owes you in the amount of a personal loan that he hasn't paid a penny on. How do you two know each other?
We know each other through my girlfriend, Lauren.
Okay, and how do you two know each other? Come on up.
We met at a bar maybe 8 or 9 years ago.
And are friends? Mm-hmm. Okay, you never dated?
No.
Okay, and so you've stayed friends throughout these years, and you've been with him how long?
3.5 years.
Okay, what are you waiting for? All right, go ahead, have a seat, and then go ahead, talk to me. What happened?
We lived together in the city. Drew's visited us at all our different apartments over the years, and he was over on a Monday night. It was November 22nd, and Lauren had work the next day, so she was going to bed. It's about 9 or 10 at night, and we decided to go out. There's a casino in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. It's a Sands casino, you know, the chain Sands casinos, to drive out. And he logged onto my computer, and he couldn't get money out of his account, so I lent him $500 of cash I had on hand for the trip. We were going to play poker.
He logged onto his account, and he knew there was no money to be had at an ATM?
No, what he said was that he couldn't withdraw any money at the time because he had he works, and at the time he said he had a small business. Okay. So I know he had been friends with Lauren.
He had no money to do this trip. She goes to sleep, and so you were going to go gambling with him while she's asleep. I mean, just the two of you were going to go, and she wasn't going.
Correct.
Okay, and it's how far from your house?
It's about an hour 20 minutes from New York City to Pennsylvania.
And so you head to the casino, and
Correct.
What? Did she know you were going?
Yeah. This is before
You go
she
a
went
lot?
No, I did more when I was living in Connecticut, closer to another casino.
Okay, so when we got to Sands, we played, what's the name?
We played Texas Hold'em poker. It's the most
Which is a
popular.
poker game. I am a poker player, and playing the game is the majority of my income for now. How old are you? Like 15? And this is how you do your living now? It's not even like later? What? How old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay.
I've been working normal full-time jobs or part-time jobs since I was 14, but this has always been a lucrative hobby that I've made more at than my
So
normal
you're good at
jobs.
it?
I would believe so, yes.
Okay, all right. So the two of you decide to go, and what happens?
I lent him $500 before we went, which was all well and good. And I said, no interest, we're friends, just pay me back in the next couple of weeks. We didn't, I don't charge interest to friends. I don't really make loans other than to friends or family. And we went out, and he played well, but he lost his first buy-in of $500, and I was up money. So I agreed to lend him another $6 to keep playing poker, which he did. And
how did that happen? Tell me about how you agreed to loan him another $6.
Well, we got up from the table and discussed it. He was playing well. He lost his first $500. He didn't make any mistakes, in my opinion, because I believe it's an analytical game. So he played well, and I figured I could lend him more money because A, he's good for it, and B, if he wins, I'll get my money back then. If not, I would get it in the next couple weeks.
But so work with me here. So
Sure.
You could play well and lose money.
Absolutely. You can make a mathematically.
Because it's based on what? Chance?
Well, there's a mathematical component and a luck component. So if I have 2 aces and you have 2 kings, I have a better hand. But 20% of the time, you'll catch a third king and still beat me, even though I had the best hand to start. So all I can do in my control is put my money in with the best hand, at least in poker, and then let the board run out, the community cards. Whoever wins, wins. But as long as you're making mathematically profitable decisions, just like the market, over the long run, they add up small and steady gains.
Okay. Just like the market. All right, so then what happened?
I think we kept playing. I had made a profit. I think I made something like 11 or
Tell me about the discussion you had with him regarding the next 600. That's what I want to know.
Oh, sure. I said, do you want any more money? Yeah, well, he asked, and I said, no.
What did he ask?
He said, can I borrow more money? And I said, for poker? He said, yes. I said, sure, you're playing well. Do you feel comfortable borrowing more? He said, yes. So I lent him 600 more, which was enough to sit back down in that same game. Everybody was sitting between probably $400 and $1,000. So it was an appropriate amount to buy back in for.
Okay, meaning a game?
Yeah, it's a poker game, so you can come in for any amount of money in that particular game. From 200, I think it was up to 1,000. So we each started with 500. He lost his first 500. That's why I gave him 600 more to play with.
Okay, so go on.
Oh, so we continued playing, the rest of the night, and I believe it was 8 or 9 in the morning because we had gotten out there around midnight. He lost the remainder of his money, and we decided to leave. So we discussed going back. This is right before Thanksgiving, so it wasn't going to be that week. I said you could pay me back before Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving, as long as within the next couple of weeks. So I didn't give a specific time parameter. So we came back, and I texted him. It was Thanksgiving. I said, maybe next week, since we're not going, you could pay me back. And it was all well and good. We actually, again, talked about going again. And then when I pursued it a week later after Thanksgiving, Drew stopped returning my phone calls. And
all right. And then did you get involved at all? Because you're sort of the go-between by default. And
yes, I did get involved. I had sent Drew numerous text messages and emails that I never received a response to.
Had he ever ignored you before?
No.
She's the one who had
And have you heard from him since then, or that's it?
No, that's
and you've been friends for how long?
Like 8 or 9 years.
What's up? What is going on?
Well, it was a long process of what actually happened and what didn't happen.
Okay. Tell me your version.
Well, when we went to the casino, before we went, what happened was I was going to take out money, but I had a pending deposit in my account, and my account was maxed out for the day, since what I do is I actually wholesale phones. So I went to purchase a large amount, so I had no actual cash on me. I just had product on me. So with ATM limits, I cannot take out any more until 24 hours. So that was the reason why I had money in my account.
Maybe this is not the best way to live. How old are you?
Right now, I'm 25.
Okay. Maybe this is not the best way to live, to be glued to the computer. See when you can take more money out of it when you're, maybe if you're starting a business, you should stay away from the casino. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to definitely understand that.
All right, so go on. What happened?
So is there a scientific way of winning a Texas Hold'em?
Well, you may not know definitively, but there's definitely a way that you can know the probability that cards are going to come up next.
So you can maximize your ability to win. What do you think? You play?
No, I think that you can cheat and there's skill involved, so I don't think there's any scientific proof that you can be better.
So there's no scientific way of winning. Going inside the courtroom.
So before we went, we discussed it. I said, if we wanted to go, we need to lend me some money to go. So he lent me the amount of money.
So there's no dispute that he loaned you $500.
He lent me the original $5. Then when we went there, I paid for the gas, I paid for the tolls, everything to get up there. And then when we got there, we played for a long time. Now, when I lost the original money, it wasn't that I went up to him and asked him. He wanted to actually stay more. So I said, I have no problem leaving now, down the money, and then I'll pay you back. And then he basically said, you know what? I want to stay more. Let's play. Now, it's not like he went to an ATM machine and said, here's money to keep playing. No, he gave me chips that were physically in his pocket. So he never said anything.
You don't have to pay him back because they were chips?
Well, he never said anything about saying, okay, here's extra money you're going to have to pay me back for. It was more like, let's stay and have fun, and here's some extra money to play with.
He was having fun. He was winning. Why does he need you to have fun too? You could just stand there while he wins.
Exactly. See, he doesn't want to leave, though. See, if I leave, that's his ride. So let's say at that point he only won $300. That's his win for the night. He can't get to his $2,000, $1,000, whatever he won for the night. So that's the whole process. I mean, I've gone to casinos before and lent my friends money and never expected it back.
Well, and I know people who have done that, and I've watched people do that. But I've also watched people, hand a few chips over and then say, with the understanding is clearly that you're going to pay them back. It's no different than any other situation where two friends transfer money. In sometimes it's going to be a gift, and in other situations it's not going to be a gift. All right. He says that this was a loan, just like the first 500 wasn't a gift. The first 500 was a loan, which you acknowledge. Okay. But by the way, did you pay the first 500 back?
Well, the reason I didn't pay it back is originally when we got back, his actual girlfriend, they had broken up at the time. So she had actually called me and told me not even to pay him back because she doesn't care about the kid anymore. That's what the original situation
Why
happened.
would that be a reason for you not to pay back your loan?
Well, at the
that
time,
somebody tells you, let's stick it to him. Why would that be a reason? How is that a reason? Because that tells me more about your character than anything else. How would that be a reason to not have paid him back the $500?
Well, no, at that time, that's when he said.
I'm going to assume that she did say that. But how is that a reason for you not to pay back the $500?
That's when he actually didn't say 500. That's when he came up with this other number, 1,100. So I was originally going to pay him just the 500 to say goodbye.
You didn't pay anything, though.
That's the reason, because then he comes at me saying I owe him so much more money, he's going to sue me and all these other things before we even talk. 2 days later.
She says that she was trying to track you down. He was trying to track you down.
Okay, no one tried to track me down. I have 2
You didn't get any
phones.
messages?
I got 2 messages, one from her, one from him. That was it.
Did
Nothing
you return
else.
them?
Her call I returned, and I didn't get a call back, and that was it. His call I did not call back, because that's when I got the call from her saying they broke up.
Okay. Then after they went back, because clearly they did you get a series of calls attempting to collect the debt?
No, I did not, because I actually changed one of my numbers, the one they'd always call me on, and I did get a call from my father saying
Do you
that they
guys
called my house.
Facebook?
Wait, he deleted me on Facebook as well.
Deleted you on Facebook. See, that's the thing.
I don't have a Facebook
This is
anymore.
the problem with Facebook. You
you
see,
know when someone
anything
doesn't
you
wanna
do or
be
don't do gets recorded. There's no more giving someone the cold shoulder and saying, I didn't know. Because now there's a record of having deleted you as a friend. Did you happen to keep the record or no?
Oh, no.
And you, what was your...
I deleted my account, so I deleted every single person on there. I never use Facebook. I'm not a Facebook fan.
Neither
I was
am
never
I.
into that.
Neither am I.
So I could delete everyone.
There's enough
and that's
people
why.
looking at my every move. I believe you owe him the money, Mr. Rosenblum, and I'm going to order you to pay him $1,100. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Well, so the defendant's paying. Come on in here. You lose another one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he doesn't deserve it. He already made his money, and that's what happened. And I can't just.
Well, he's a better poker player than you, isn't he?
So he says.
Uh-huh.
I don't believe it.
If you'd made some better decisions at the table there during that poker game, this never would have happened.
Like you said, it's all a game of chance.
Right.
Nothing you can do about it.
I mean, do you play it by the the mathematical equations that he was describing?
I play more by the feeling than the mathematical equations.
You guys still friends with her?
Not at all.
All right. You still playing poker, by the way?
Yes, I am.
All right. Thank you. Go ahead. All right, come on in here. How would you describe his poker playing?
I think he is a decent poker player. I don't think he's a losing player, but I think he made a series of bad decisions.
Mm-hmm. All right. And so this guy's out of he's not a friend of yours anymore? What? Because of this?
Yes, because he just stopped returning calls. Just a warning to all girls out there, the kind of guy that he really is.
Oh, his next girlfriend. So do you make a living playing poker? Is that what you said?
I've made a good amount of income. I've had a full-time job, but I've made a good amount of income doing it, yes. So.
Right. And so you're going to stay with your full-time job? What's that?
Well, I'm actually going to law school in the fall, but...
Good luck. Harvey?
Thank you.
You know, we get a million cases like this where it's unclear whether it's a loan or a gift. The reality here is that if it's unclear whether it's a loan or a gift, it is a loan. The person who gets the money has the burden of proving that it was clearly a gift.